This is my student support system. Keep watching, keep learning.
Hello, good morning. In today's class of anatomy and physiology, we are going to discuss female reproductive system part 2. In female reproductive system part 1, we have already discussed some organs. Today we will start remaining part of female reproductive system. This lecture is in English, and if you want to study in Hindi, just click on I button and you will get link of Hindi lecture, or you can directly visit to channel My Student Support System. First, we should know what is reproduction. Reproduction is the process of producing offspring. Human reproduction is a sexual reproduction which requires male reproductive system in males and female reproductive system in females. Female reproductive system. The organs of female reproductive system are divided into two groups. Internal organs, which includes ovary, fallopian tubes, uterus and vagina, and external organs includes vulva or pudendum and mammary glands. In previous lecture, we have already discussed up to uterus. Now we are going to start next part, that is cervix. The cervix is the lower portion of uterus. Actually, it is the part of uterus, but still we are discussing here separately. It is part of uterus. It connects the vagina with the main body of uterus and act as a gateway between uterus and vagina. Anatomically and histologically, the cervix is distinct from the uterus. That's why we are discussing it here separately. The cervix is composed of two separate regions. One is ectocervix and one is endocervical canal. The ectocervix is the portion of the cervix which projects into the vagina. The opening of the ectocervix is known as external os or external os or external orifice and marks the transition from ectocervix to the endocervical canal. The endocervical canal is the middle portion or inner part of the cervix, and it is lined by mucus secreting simple columnar epithelium. The endocervical canal ends and the uterine cavity begins at a narrowing junction, and that is known as internal os or internal orifice. Cervical mucus. The mucus secreting glands or cells of the mucosa, they produce secretion called cervical mucus. It is a mixture of water, glycoprotein, lipids, enzymes and inorganic salts. It is supportive to the sperms at or near the time of ovulation because at this time it is less viscous and more alkaline. At the other times it is more viscous and forms a cervical plug, and that physically impedes the sperm penetration. Next part is vagina. The vagina is a tubular fibromuscular structure or canal, and it is lined by mucous membrane. It is approximately 10 inches long. It extends from exterior of the body to the uterine cervix. The vagina is situated between the urinary bladder and rectum and acts as a receptacle for penis during sexual intercourse and sperms after ejaculation. And it also acts as the outlet for menstrual flow during the menstruation and a passageway for the baby during delivery. The vagina is directed superiorly and posteriorly. Here you can see this one. And at the end it attaches with the uterus at cervix. The fold is formed at the junction and this fold is known as fornix. This is anterior fornix, this is posterior fornix. Mucosa of vagina consists of non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium and areolar connective tissue. It lies in a series of transverse folds called ruggi. Vagina or vaginal mucus provides acidic environment to the vagina so that it reduces the microbial infection or growth. The muscularis is composed of outer circular layer of the muscle fibers and inner longitudinal layer of muscle fibers that are smooth muscles. These muscles can stretch considerably during the presence and due to presence of these transverse ruggies in the mucosal layer, uh, and this is very important to accommodate the penis during sexual intercourse and a child during the birth or delivery. The adventitia or superficial layer of vagina consists of areolar connective tissue. It attaches the vagina to the adjacent structures such as urethra, urinary bladder anteriorly, and rectum and anal canal posteriorly. There is a thin fold of vascularized mucous membrane covers inferior end of the vaginal opening, and this is known as hymen. It ruptures usually following the first sexual intercourse, and only remnants of hymen remains thereafter. So here in this picture you can see this partially covers the vaginal opening, and this is a mucous membrane fold and known as hymen. Now we come to the external organs of the female reproductive system, and that is vulva. The term vulva or pudendum refers to the external genita of the females. The following components comprises the vulva, that is mons pubis, labia majora and labia minora, clitoris and vestibule. Now we will discuss them one by one. You can check this picture. This is the mons pubis. These are the labia majora. These are labia minora, and this is clitoris, and this whole opening is known as vestibule, which contains some openings like urethral opening, vaginal opening, and openings of many glands that we will discuss in later part of this lecture. First is mons pubis. It is an elevation of the adipose tissue covered by skin and coarse pubic hair that cushions the pubic symphysis. Labia majora. These are two folds of skin that extend from the mons anteriorly to posteriorly. The labia majora are covered by pubic hair and contains abundance of adipose tissue, sebaceous or oil glands, and sweat glands. Next structure is labia minora. The labia minora are narrow skin folds lying inside the labia majora. Here you can see these are labia minora. Anteriorly, they merge with the prepuce. Prepuce is the anterior skin fold of the clitoris, prepuce, and below there is frenulum, and both attaches to the labia minora. The labia minora contains sebaceous and sweat glands, but no hair. There is no underlying adipose tissue in the labia minora. Clitoris. Clitoris is located anteriorly to the labia minora. The clitoris is small cylindrical mass composed of two small erectile tissues or bodies. These are known as corpora cavernosa, and there are numerous nerves and blood vessels inside it. A layer of skin called prepuce of the clitoris is formed at the point where labia minora unites and covers the body of clitoris. The exposed terminal portion of the clitoris is glans clitoris. On the ventral surface of the glans clitoris, there is a fused junction of a small skin fold, and that attaches with the labia minora, and this is known as frenulum. Then there is vestibule. Vestibule lies between the labia minora, bounded anteriorly by clitoris and posteriorly by perineum. Within the vestibule, there are following structures: the external urethral orifice, this is urethra, then vaginal orifice, then hymen if present, otherwise remnants of hymen, and opening of different ducts and several glands. On either side of the external urethral orifice, there are openings of the ducts of paraurethral glands. These mucus secreting glands are embedded in the wall of urethra. On either side of vaginal orifice, there are greater vestibular or Bartholin glands which open by duct into the groove between hymen and labia minora. Several lesser vestibular glands are also present and open into the vestibule. Both types of glands produce a small quantity of mucus during sexual arousal and intercourse that adds with the cervical mucus and provides lubrication to the vagina. The bulb of the vestibule consists of two elongated masses of erectile tissue just deep to the labia on either side of the vaginal orifice. The bulb of vestibule becomes elongated or engorged with the blood during the sexual intercourse, narrowing the vaginal orifice and placing pressure on the penis during sexual intercourse. Next part is mammary glands or breast. Each breast is a hemispherical projection of variable size anterior to the pectoralis major and serratus anterior muscles, and attached to them by a layer of fascia composed of dense irregular connective tissue. Each breast has one pigmented projection known as nipple that has a series of closely spaced openings of the ducts called lactiferous ducts, where milk emerges. The circular pigmented area of the skin surrounding the nipple is called areola. So here this one is nipple and this one is areola. A mammary gland consists of 15 to 20 lobes or compartments separated by variable amount of adipose tissue. In each lobe, there are several smaller compartments called lobules composed of grape-like cluster of milk-secreting glands known as alveoli. When milk is being produced, it passes from the alveoli into a series of secondary tubules and then into mammary ducts. Near the nipple, the mammary ducts expand to form sinus called lactiferous sinus or ampulla. Here you can see this one, where some milk may be stored before draining into the lactiferous duct when child sucks. Thank you students for watching this video. You can subscribe the channel for latest updates, or you can like our Facebook page, and for making your notes don't forget to visit mynursingstudents.blogspot.com. Here you can find your notes in Hindi as well as in English. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and join Facebook group Nursing Notes. Thank you. Have a nice day.